Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Cartoon Life. Today we'll be covering 10 terrible mistakes SpongeBob made. Let's get into the video. Number 10. Patrick comes in Mrs. Puff's dream even though she never met him before. In the episode Doing Time, Miss Puff ends up going to jail after SpongeBob goosed up during a driving test. SpongeBob, being the paragon that he is, enlists Patrick's help to break Miss Puff out of jail. Keep in mind that Miss Puff has never met Patrick before this incident, so the fact that the entire episode turns out to be a nightmare concocted up in Miss Puff's mind makes the appearance of Patrick quite suspect indeed. Number 9. The pizza guy is angry at the wrong thing. One of SpongeBob's most famous episodes is when the titular character and Squidward need to deliver a pizza. During this delivery, the pizza is completely mauled and gets cold during the time it takes to deliver, which would have been an interesting setup for the customer to complain about his order. However, the guy complains about the lack of a cold drink, which he never even ordered. It's quite ridiculous and makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Number 8. The list of things Gary can do is quite inconsistent. Gary is one of the smartest pets in animation history, but one look at his accomplishments will reveal how inconsistent his actions really are. There are times when Gary is shown reading the newspaper or paying the bills, but then there are times when he is unable to use the bathroom or even feed himself without SpongeBob's help. Number 7. The tree in Sandy's house grows whatever it wants. Sandy is one of the more interesting residents of Bikini Bottom, being the only resident of the overworld who is a part of the main cast. Her dome-shaped house has served as a backdrop for some truly amazing episodes, with the tree in the center of the area being one of the biggest highlights. However, there's one thing that's quite inconsistent about this tree. It's been shown to grow either acorns or apples, depending upon whatever the plot deems to be convenient. Number 6. There's running water. Underwater. The underwater setting of SpongeBob SquarePants is one of the biggest selling points of this show, but there were certain liberties that were taken in order to make the show feel somewhat relatable instead of being completely alien. So while the idea of running water being a thing in this setting might be excusable, it's still a nonsensical occurrence, something that will happen several times due to the various oddities present in the show. Number 5. Somehow, people can drown underwater as well. The idea of drowning might seem like the most terrifying thing in the world, but only a show like SpongeBob would make it work for a gag with excellent results. What makes drowning in SpongeBob even more ridiculous is the fact that the entire place is already underwater as it is. Number 4. The idea of an underwater beach is quite weird. Speaking of drowning, the beach Goo Lagoon serves as a backdrop for several excellent episodes of SpongeBob. It also poses another big question regarding the overall nature of the series itself. The idea of a beach existing underwater where people can sunbathe and swim around in is a tough pill to swallow. However, it pales in comparison to one of the most ridiculous things in SpongeBob. Number 3. The fact that fires can happen underwater is just ludicrous. One of the biggest and most consistent head scratchers in SpongeBob has to be the idea of a fire even starting underwater, let alone provide warmth and serve as a way to heat food. The prehistoric episode has to be the biggest offender of this, with the idea of a caveman, SpongeBob, and Patrick discovering fire being absolutely ridiculous. Number 2. The chum in Chum Bucket is a type of fish, which is quite disturbing. Plankton is Mr. Krabs' biggest nemesis and always tries his hardest to steal the secret Krabby Patty formula so that his restaurant, the Chum Bucket, can finally cook up tasty food that will finally entice some much needed customers. However, it's the name of the restaurant itself that probably serves as a major deterrent for most customers from even coming over in the first place. For the uninitiated, chum is a type of fish, which should be enough to illustrate how messed up the concept of the Chum Bucket really is. Number 1. Plankton should have stolen the Krabby Patty formula by now. Speaking of the Krabby Patty formula, it absolutely needs to be stated that Plankton should have devised a foolproof plan to steal the formula from Mr. Krabs at this point. After all, the Krabby Patty is not secured at all during the night, and the only reasons why Plankton's night heist failed were because he involved SpongeBob as well. Without the help of the sponge, there's no stopping Plankton from finally stealing the Krabby Patty formula and achieving his goal once and for all. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.